Chapter 71, Beauty Thief. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Beauty, just give the wallet back and let's forget about it. They really didn't want any trouble. Wallet? I don't know anything about a wallet, she said, all innocence. It had to be you. You're the only one who came near me. I swear, I didn't take it. Don't go accusing innocent people. Come on, doll, don't make us get rough. Hand it over, or we'll have to do it ourselves. And if we find it, don't blame us for not being gentlemen. What do you think you're doing? My boyfriend's right here, and he's tough. She grabbed Xia's arm, they all looked at Xia. Seeing he was alone, they stepped forward. Hey, kid, but out of this. Looking for this? Xia pulled a dark wallet from his pocket. It had been slipped on him when she bumped into him. The woman watching from a distance shook her head, disappointed. So, you did do it. They glared at Xia and the girl. You got your wallet back. What else do you want? Xia asked casually. The girl didn't know when Xia had discovered the wallet, but when he handed it over, she knew she was in trouble. These guys weren't going to let it go. Well. We have a witness and the goods. You think we're just going to walk away? Or what? Xia signaled for another drink. What are you doing? I'm warning you, my boyfriend has a really bad temper. She grabbed the glass from Xia and downed it herself. Xia just shook his head at the empty glass. Humph, spend the night with us, and maybe we'll forget about it, the leader sneered. My boyfriend's here. How dare you talk to me like that? He's already steamed. He's gonna hit you with a laser beam and scare you to death. The girl was really laying it on thick. Punk, beat it while you still can, or things are gonna get ugly, the leader said, giving Xia a nasty look. Xia didn't say anything, but ordered another drink. Some boyfriend you are. All you do is drink. Your girl's getting harassed, and you're just sitting there. The girl snatched the glass from Xia again and drank it. Hong, should we go over there? Hold your horses. Hong said. You're gonna pay for that later, Xia said quietly to the girl. Seriously? You're worried about paying for the drinks? Talk about cheap. She looked annoyed. Kid, I said, are you gonna move it or what? The leader yelled again. Can't move, why don't you show me? Xia said, turning to the man. Damn, you're trying to play me. I only play with women. Not interested in dudes. Xia smirked. Get him. Mess him up. The two goons went to kick Xia. He was sitting down, looking like he was trapped, crack, both guys screamed. It wasn't Xia. As they went to kick him, their other leg buckled, the pain was so intense they felt like they had been kicked in the nuts with a steel boot. The leader was stunned. He hadn't seen Xia move, the lights were probably too dim, even the girl was shocked. She hadn't expected the nice guy beside her to be so dangerous. She started to think about leaving but was transfixed by Xia's cool reaction. Hong, what do we do? Just keep watching. Hong looked surprised by Xia's moves. You dare hit my guys? Do you know who my dad is? The leader glared at Xia, but didn't move forward. His buddies couldn't land a hit, and he didn't stand a chance alone. This guy was used to throwing his weight around. It wasn't the first time he'd used that line, Xia smiled. You'd have to ask your mom about that. Ha! The girl beside Xia laughed. Finally, the leader got it. Okay, you're pretty cocky. Just you wait. Wait. Xia said suddenly. What do you want? The man looked at Xia nervously. Take them with you, Xia said coldly. The man quickly helped his two friends to their feet, and the three of them hobbled out of the bar. The commotion hadn't attracted much attention because of the loud music and flashing lights. Seeing them go, the girl gave a small smile. Thanks. Hold on. Xia Xia grabbed her arm. What? She looked startled. Gotta pay for the drinks, Xia Xia said. Are you always this cheap? She said, looking disgusted. We're not exactly dating here, Xia Xia pointed out. Well, I was your girlfriend for like 10 minutes, isn't that worth a couple of drinks? She was annoyed. She was a beautiful woman, she had been his girlfriend for that long. The least he could do was buy her a drink. Your boobs are too small to be my girlfriend, Xia Xia said casually. What? Are you saying I have small boobs? The girl puffed out her chest. Save it. No matter how hard you try, you're still a 32B. Xia Xia had seen right through her. You. She glared at Xia Xia, then smiled again. Oh, I get it. You're just saying that because you can't get any. Huh, whatever you think. Xia Xia smiled. You should probably get out of here. If that guy comes back with some friends, let's see how tough you are then. She shot him a look. It's been a while since I've been out. Time to head home, Xia Xia said, smiling as he stood up. Sir, your drinks. She's paying, Xia Xia said and walked out. Jerk. I'll get it. The girl paid and followed Xia Xia out. Ladies, let's go. Hong smiled. That guy's got some spunk. When Xia Xia left the bar, it was dark. He checked his phone. Dead. Guess the battery on this thing really sucked. Hey, Mr. Stingy, where do you live? The girl asked, following him. Suburbs, Xia Xia replied. Need me to spot you some cab fare? She smiled sweetly. No need. I already got the wallet back. Xia Xia waved the wallet in his hand. Chapter 72, Save People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When did you take it? The girl looked at Xia Xia, surprised. She hadn't even noticed when he'd gotten her wallet back. It was humiliating, she was trying to be a thief, and somehow, Xia Xia had taken it right back. Before we came out, Xia Xia replied. Didn't expect you to be so skilled, the girl said with a forced smile. Hey, uncle, it's those two. What the hell? Who doesn't know Zhu Liang? Dares to beat my nephew? Zhu Liang swaggered over, followed by 5 or 6 guys, they looked like they owned the place, all puffed up with attitude. Punk, you're done for. My uncle's here. The guy who'd been leading the charge earlier glared at Xia Xia. He'd called his dad as soon as things went south, but his dad was even more hot-headed. He called Uncle Zhu Liang directly, and luckily, Zhu Liang was nearby. Let me tell you, my uncle's name is Zhu Liang, but everyone calls him Brother Liang. He knows people everywhere. Shut up, Zhu Liang snapped. Why should I? My uncle isn't afraid of anyone. I said shut it. Zhu Liang yanked him behind him. Can I go? Xia Xia asked Zhu Liang, his voice cold. Yeah, please, Zhu Liang said respectfully. The moment he'd seen Xia Xia, he'd felt a chill run down his spine. He wouldn't dare mess with this guy, just seeing Xia Xia made his arm throb again. No, uncle, you can't let him go. He's the one who hit me, smack, star. Damn it, can't you listen? Drag him away. Zhu Liang shoved the guy behind him, then turned back to Xia Xia with a forced smile. Please. Xia Xia ignored Zhu Liang and walked away. Who the heck are you? Why is he so scared of you? The girl stared at Xia Xia, curious. I don't know, Xia Xia said, not really caring. Why are you so boring? The girl trailed after him. You want to come home with me? I'm not a good guy, Xia Xia said, giving her a predatory look. What are you doing? Stay away. The girl shielded herself, backing away. Keep following me, and I might do anything, Xia said, rubbing his hands together. Fine, I won't follow you. The girl spun around and stomped off, sticking her tongue out at Xia before she disappeared. This street was packed with bars and karaoke joints. His dad had warned him about places like this when he was a kid. He hadn't understood it back then, but now he finally did. Different people came and went every day, and all sorts of things happened. Deals went down here, business was discussed, and groups came to party. Who are you? Let me go. Let you go. We'll let you go when my boys are done having fun. A few guys were dragging a woman down a dark alley. Help me. Shut her up. Less trouble that way. I told you, we should have just given him something special. The old man likes a challenge, where's the fun in that? Help. Somebody help. The woman screamed, but they quickly gagged her. No matter how hard she struggled, she couldn't break free, and tears welled up in her eyes. No matter the reason, you shouldn't make a woman cry. Who's there? The guys whirled around, spotting a skinny kid. Punk, mind your own business, or you'll get hurt. I don't want to, but I can't stand watching a woman cry, the kid said calmly. Are you trying to die? One of them pulled out a switchblade, flicking it open menacingly. Plenty of people want to kill me. One more doesn't matter. The guy lunged, aiming the switchblade at the kid. The kid smiled and reached out with 2 fingers. When the blade was a hair's breadth away, it stopped dead. Huh? How is this possible? The guy strained, trying to push the knife forward, but it wouldn't budge. Wham! The kid kicked the guy in the stomach, sending him sprawling. Seeing this, the others charged. Bam. 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 The 4 of them went down like a stack of bowling pins. The woman had been terrified. She'd thought she was finished. The body she protected for so long was about to be violated. Just thinking about it made her want to scream, but then, a handsome kid had appeared. She didn't know what Prince Charming was supposed to look like, but she knew this kid was definitely better. Hope flared anew. Soon, the thugs were all lying on the ground, beaten. Are you okay? The kid's voice was gentle. Wah! The woman threw her arms around the kid and burst into tears. She was so scared, what had just happened was too awful. It's okay, the kid said, patting her back gently. Wah! The woman sobbed uncontrollably. Where do you live? I'll take you home, the kid said, his voice warm. His embrace was even warmer, and she didn't want to let go. The woman slowly calmed down. I live in the dorms at Jianghai University, she sniffled. You're a student at Jianghai University? The kid looked surprised. Yes, the woman nodded. Then I'll take you back, the kid said. He hailed a taxi, and the woman held on to his hand tightly the whole way. He walked her to the entrance of her dorm building. My name is Li Ying. What's yours? The woman released his hand reluctantly. My name is Xia, the kid replied. Can I have your phone number? Li Ying asked, a little embarrassed, but determined. Okay, Xia said, reciting his number. It's off, Li Ying said, dialing. The battery's dead, Xia said. Thank you so much for today. I'll treat you to dinner sometime, Li Ying said, her mood much brighter. Okay, go on up, Xia said with a nod. No, I want to watch you leave, Li Ying said, unwilling to part. Okay, Xia said, turning and walking away. He could tell from her clothes that she wasn't rich, and she'd been holding his hand really tightly back there, like she'd been really scared. Chapter 73, Damn. You are listening at novelfull.audio. That evening, Xia went straight to Yi Qingshua's place. Knowing he had just taken the college entrance exam, she left him alone. He returned the next morning for the second day of testing. The same professors from 7 prestigious universities supervised the second day as the first. With Beijing University's reputation on the line, they couldn't afford to mess around. Summer's speed was still blazing fast. During the final exam, a professor from Beijing University warned him. Listen up. No funny business. No getting lucky. Teachers from all 7 universities will grade your papers the minute you're done and give you your final score. If you bomb this test, we're suing you for cheating and forcing a public apology in front of the media. Whatever, Xia said without looking up. When the exam ended, all 7 universities jointly reviewed his papers under the media's watchful eye. Because of all the media attention, the review was open and papers were rotated. The review took all day. Media swarmed the place, but Summer didn't sweat it. The previous video was a viral sensation. Everyone thought the Beijing University professors came off as arrogant, especially after the 3 of them made things difficult. People all over the country figured Beijing University was pulling strings behind the scenes, especially with special admissions, not subject to open and strict reviews. They were getting in through the back door. The fallout was huge. The 3 professors were suspended. Making things hard for talented students added fuel to the fire, making it even worse than before. If Beijing University didn't handle things carefully, it would devastate their reputation and scare off all the good students. But if Summer was caught cheating, the professors would be reinstated as heroes, exposing the cheater. Everything hinged on the scoring. To ensure fairness, grading teachers from 7 famous universities would do the honors, broadcast live on Beijing TV to quell public distrust. To avoid any claims about grading teachers being bought off, after the exam, Summer's phone blew up with texts. His cousin and Bing Xian congratulated him. Hua Chili offered him an apprenticeship. Xing Ro asked when he was free. There was also a message from Li Ying, the woman he'd rescued, and a final message from Mr. Su. Mr. Su, this is Summer. Brother Xia, you finally turned your phone on. Ready for tomorrow? Ready? It can't come soon enough. Brother Xia, Asen is no joke. I know you know martial arts, but Asen is on another level. See if your master is free to come with you. Don't sweat it, Brother Su. I promised you, so it's handled. Xia hung up. He understood Mr. Su's worries. If Xia lost, his life was at risk. Over the years, the Su family would do anything to crush him. Asen had made a name for himself early, and Mr. Su had seen Asen's skills firsthand, so he was concerned. Xia didn't know the official martial arts rankings, but the level 2 killer mentioned late Huang level before he died, so Xia knew where he stood. Since Asen was on par with the level 2 killer, he figured he could handle him. After texting Xing Ro and Li Ying back, Xia went back to the same bar from the previous day, taking the same seat. He was getting acclimated to the scene. His father once told him there were 2 kinds of real masters. The first is someone whose brilliance can't be dimmed, no matter where they go. This person always stands out. The second is someone who blends in anywhere, becoming one with the crowd, basically, adapting to any environment. He never had the chance, money, or time to hit up places like this before. Now things were different. He could come here often and become one of the regulars. Back again. It was the same beautiful woman from yesterday. Yep. Xia nodded. You're an odd one. The beautiful woman looked at Xia. How so? Xia turned to look at her, his eyes taking her in. Shifty eyes, always looking around. You have the urge, but you lack the guts. She smiled. Really? What does it take to be a man of action? Xia asked. Look at the people on the dance floor and those sitting over there. She gestured with her eyes. Dancers were hunting for targets. Guys hit on women, grinding up on them. The people sitting down were with dates or picking up women, playing games, and feeling them up. The women knew they were being played, but maybe it was the alcohol talking. They seemed okay with it. See? That's what you call being a man of action. She said. Got it, Xia nodded. Hey, cheapskate, you're back. A pretty girl came up on the other side and snatched Xia's drink. You stole my drink again, Xia complained. I rest my case about the cheapskate thing. Whatever. Xia turned away. Compared to the pretty thief, the beautiful woman in front of him was more appealing. Hey, am I that ugly? You won't even look at me. The pretty thief said, annoyed. You're boring to look at, Xia said, without looking back. Boring? I'm still a beauty. You're too flat-chested to be hot. Why's my chest so small? The pretty thief puffed out her chest. Which do you prefer, beauty or bust? Humph, who knows if she's real or fake? Maybe it's implants. The pretty thief was mortified by Xia's comment. Hearing her, the beautiful woman put her hand on her chest. Come on, try it out. See if there's any water in here. Chapter 74, Bet on Dice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ugh. The hot thief was ticked off. She'd only meant to rile him up. Seeing the look on her face, he knew he'd messed up. Hey, I'm sorry, didn't mean it like that. Think I'm being a cheapskate? Sister Hong said with a slight smile. Xia looked at the thief with envy, wishing it had been his hand that reached. What are you staring at? This is all your fault. The thief glared at him. David, 3 of your best, please, Sister Hong said to the bartender. You're looking good, Hong, David said, starting to twirl a glass. He had a special way with drinks and liked to show off. Soon, 3 amazing drinks were on the table. Wow, this is beautiful. The thief gasped, looking at her glass. The layers were 5 colors, like a rainbow. Xia had never seen anything like it, too pretty to drink. Try it, it's David's signature, Sister Hong said, raising her glass. Hold on. The thief blurted out. Xia and Sister Hong looked at her. Let's make it interesting, the thief suggested. How so? Sister Hong seemed game. Dice. Winner takes the drink, okay? She clearly had a thing for the stuff. Deal. May the best luck win. Sister Hong smiled, clearly on board. Summer knew he was outvoted. Even if he said no, it would be 2 against 1. Sister Hong produced dice from somewhere. So, how do we play? Sister Hong asked the thief. High roll wins. Guess wrong, you lose. I'll shake first, you 2 call it. She smiled and rattled the dice in her hand. Ladies first, Sister Hong said generously. Lo, Xia said with a grin. He could see through the cup with his special sight. He'd been trying to figure out how to score a win, and Sister Hong just handed him one. Then I'll say hi. It's all luck, and mine's usually pretty good, Sister Hong said easily. Done. Open it up, the thief said. It was 1-3-4. Lo. Summer wins and takes Hong's drink. I'm a good sport, Sister Hong said, pushing the glass across the table. Okay, now it's my turn to bet with you, the thief said with a sly smile. Get it right, and you get my drink. Weird, Xia thought. Something was up. She shook the cup. Your call. Xia looked with his special sight. It was 4-5-6, high. High, he said. Let's see. The thief opened the cup. There were only 2 dice. 9. Low. You lose. Ha. Xia and Sister Hong stared, stunned. There were supposed to be 3 dice, and now there were only 2. This is mine now, the thief said, grabbing Xia's glass. Let's play again. But I'm missing a die. Hong, can we get a fresh set? Sister Hong produced another die. You lose again, and your drink is mine, the thief said confidently. What makes you so sure I'm going to lose? Xia asked. He understood now. The thief had palmed a die to make his high call a loser. If he called low this time, she'd let all 4 dice drop. Call it. High or low? Low, Xia said. Here we go. The thief let a die fall as she lifted the cup. Looks like my luck's holding up. 2, 3, 4. 9. Xia Xia reclaimed his drink. That's not possible, the thief stammered. She remembered clearly releasing the die. There should have been 4. Something wrong? Xia Xia asked. Yeah. Let's go again. I'll call it first this time. Okay. The thief rattled the dice. Low. Hi, Xia Xia said. Open, she said, and a die rolled out of her hand. Seems like luck is on my side. 3, 4, 5. 12. Xia Xia grabbed the last glass of wine. Now he had 3 and the women had none. No way, the thief said, looking at the die in her hand. That die was there, so why were there still 3 in the cup? Hold up. You're cheating, she said, glaring at Xia Xia. How? Xia Xia asked innocently. You're up to something. She was sure of it. The die hadn't changed, that meant Xia Xia had to have messed with the dice, swiping one and returning it. Prove it, Xia Xia said, reaching for a glass. You're not drinking that. Let's start over. She grabbed his hand. Trying to get fresh. Please. Shameless. The thief let go of his hand, Summer tossed it back. Fine, the thief said, snatching another glass and downing it. Just as the thief was about to grab the last glass, his other hand closed around it. Chapter 75, Tournament. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This glass is mine. Hong grabbed the last glass of wine. The beautiful thief glared at the wine in Hong's hand, clearly wanting it, but she couldn't just snatch it. Besides, she and Xia had already cheated. Fine, be that way, you cheapskate. The beautiful thief huffed and turned away. Xia also stood up. Coming back tomorrow? Hong asked. Maybe. Probably will be back sometime. Xia said, heading for the door. He went back to the old house and crashed, completely exhausted. Thanks to the Taixing technique, he was asleep instantly. The next morning, Elder Su showed up at Xia's place with Xiao Fei. You're my everything, my main man. Cousin, what's up? You finished the college entrance exam, right? Why weren't you home last night? We were waiting up half the night to celebrate with you. I had something going on, so I stayed out. You gotta be back tonight. Bing Xian's cooking. Alright. Xia hung up and hopped into Mr. Su's car. Even though it had only been a few days, Xiao Fei looked different. He was wearing a Nike tracksuit and his face was blank. How you been, Xiao Fei? Okay, I guess. Don't overdo it. Xia didn't have a deep connection with Xiao Fei, but he was his first student. I just wish I could be helping you out more, master. Xiao Fei said, still without expression. Helping me? Your life is your own. Do what you want to do. Part of the reason Xia had taught Xiao Fei martial arts was that he reminded him of himself as a kid. The difference was that he'd had his father to guide him, while Xiao Fei only had raw talent. Xiao Fei didn't answer, but he had already made up his mind. The car headed for Green Forest Villa. It wasn't in the city proper, but a seaside estate, mostly covered in woods. The setting was beautiful. To own such a huge, wooded estate by the sea was a clear sign of serious power. There were no guards at the entrance, but workers were there to keep out vandals and maintain the grounds. Nobody knew why Green Forest Villa was so famous, but all the big players in Jianghai City knew the place, and many even dropped off gifts from time to time, which just made outsiders more curious about who lived there. One reporter tried to expose the place, but before the story could run, he burned the footage himself. The car stopped about 100 yards from the villa, and Mr. Su got out as a sign of respect. The three walked toward the villa. Green Forest Villa, lots of trees. Makes sense, Xia mused. Excuse me, can you let them know that Su Dechuan is here? Mr. Su asked the attendant respectfully. One moment, please. You need permission to even come here? Xia asked, puzzled. Not really, but it's a sign of respect for the owner, Elder Su explained. Got it. Xia remembered running into old Fan in the park one time when he was training, and Fan had told him he could come to Greenwood Villa to find him sometime. That's also when he'd secretly learned a couple of Taijiquan moves from Fan. Mr. Su, the owner invites you in. Elder Su thanked the man and headed inside with Xia and Xiao Fei. A bamboo house came into view, with simple tea tables and stools outside. A man was already sitting at one of the tables. He was wearing a white robe and had a classic, strong face. He poured 4 cups of tea as he saw them approach. Master Fan, Elder Su said respectfully. You're too kind, Mr. Su. Please, have some tea, Master Fan said with a smile. The 3 sat down on the stools. Master Fan was very particular about tea, from the type of tea to the cups, teapot, and table. Xia drank his cup. Good tea. He'd had tea before, but it was always cheap stuff, served in plain sets. Nothing like this. Young man, do you know tea? Master Fan asked Xia with a smile. Not really. I just know it's good. Xia said casually. Honest enough, and genuine. A lot better than those phonies who pretend they know everything. Master Fan looked at Xia with approval. Couldn't agree more. Xia's as straight as they come, Elder Su added. Your last name is Xia? Fan asked, looking at him. Yep. Xia nodded. Master Fan, Brother Xia is the one I've hired for the competition, Elder Su said quickly. Oh. Master Fan sized Xia up. Mr. Su had told him about the situation, but only that they were up against the Su family, and that Asen had been hired to take out the Su family. He knew exactly what Asen was capable of. That cripple could tear up anyone in Jianghai City. Su Qinghua was where he was today because of Asen. He'd been wondering who Mr. Su would find, but he hadn't expected someone so young. He couldn't see any way that Xia could compare to Asen, not in terms of attitude or build. Young talent is on the rise, Fan said with a nod. You're too kind, Master Fan, Xia said quietly. I'm not just flattering you. If Elder Su asked for your help, you must have some serious skills. Master Fan smiled. Master Fan, looks like we're a little late. Su Qinghua strolled out of the woods with Asen and Su Xiaozong, already greeting them before he was even close. Not at all, Master Fan said with a smile. Now that everyone's here, can we get started? Su Qinghua said bluntly. Okay, Master Fan agreed. If we're fighting, let's set the rules first. If I win, I want Su Dechuan blinded, and that punk gets a broken leg. Su Qinghua pointed at Xia. What if I win? Xia asked. If you win, we'll call it even. Su Dechuan's no longer my concern, and I won't bother him again. Su Qinghua's words were dripping with arrogance. Dad, you can't let him go. He has to die. Su Xiaozong glared at Xia. Ha, if you think you can kill anyone at Green Forest Villa, you've got another thing coming. Fan snorted, and suddenly the pressure in the air bore down on Su Xiaozong. Chapter 76, Gamble. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Zhuang's anger, Asen hurried over. Hey, Fan, the kid's just being a dumbass, don't sweat it. Just this once. Fan's temper flared fast and faded even faster. Su Xiaozong, still shaken from Fan's outburst, kept his mouth shut. Su Xiaozong, you really want me dead, huh? Xia asked, a smile playing on his lips. What do you want? Su Xiaozong's arrogance was gone. How about we gamble our lives? Xia suggested, his tone so calm it was like he was talking about the weather. You're not worth betting against. My life's way more valuable than yours. Su Xiaozong scoffed. What are you, even comparing yourself to my son? Su Qinghua sneered. If it weren't for the Green Forest Villa, he would have had Asen take care of things already. I'm asking if you dare to bet your life. Xia repeated, his voice icy as he looked at the Su family. Joke. What would you even bet? If you want to play, ante up. Why would I bet against you when the stakes are so uneven? Su Qinghua said dismissively, seeing his master disrespected. Xiao Fei's wild side kicked in, and he started toward Su Qinghua. Xiao Fei, come back here, Xia ordered, frowning. But, master. Xia Fei looked back. I said, come back. Xia's tone was light, but Xiao Fei obeyed and returned to his side. You should be glad you didn't do anything stupid just now, or you'd be fertilizer. Asen said coldly. Wanna try? Xiao Fei's coldness went bone deep. Asen's coldness was about ruthless action, creating pressure. But Xiao Fei's was different, a raw, untamed chill. Seeing that Xiao Fei wasn't intimidated, Asen snorted and turned away. Su Dechuan, you've lived too long. Trusting your life to some kid? Su Qinghua sneered at Mr. Su. The only reason you're still breathing is because I've taken pity on you. I trust Xia, was all Su Dechuan said. Ha! Trust him? A punk. I'm dying of laughter. If quicksand wasn't protecting him, I'd have offed him already, Su Qinghua scoffed. Quicksand was the only reason he hadn't moved on Xia, and that's why he was here. As long as the Green Forest Villa gave the okay, he could kill Xia and quicksand wouldn't do anything about it. Quicksand. Fan frowned at the mention of the name. Fan, this kid's got quicksand backing him, so he doesn't give a damn about your Green Forest Villa, Asen said, knowing Fan disliked quicksand and deliberately mentioning their connection to Xia. You with quicksand? Fan asked Xia. No. Xia replied, his face impassive. You got something to do with quicksand? Fan pressed. No. Xia repeated. In that case, the competition can proceed. As for the stakes, decide what you're betting now. I'll guarantee the terms. Fan's words were simple, but everyone understood the weight of that guarantee. You'd have to be able to back it up. You gonna gamble your life? I'll take that bet. Asen glared at Xia. Now that Fan had guaranteed the terms, even if he killed Xia, quicksand wouldn't retaliate. Even if Xia had said he wasn't connected to quicksand, Asen didn't buy it for a second. He'd seen quicksand protect Xia himself. Okay, Xia said, a slight smile playing on his face. The Su family empire was vast, but they'd made enemies over the years. The only reason those enemies hadn't moved on the Su family was because of Asen. If Asen fell, the Su family would crumble, and Elder Su would finally be safe. Uncle, don't just kill him, make him suffer. Su Xiaozong yelled. Don't worry, I'll avenge you. Asen said confidently. Asen, be careful, Su Qinghua cautioned, concerned despite his confidence in Asen. Don't worry, sir, Asen nodded. He was limping Asen, a cripple who had beaten countless masters with his legs. He didn't see Xia as any kind of threat, the only reason he hadn't made a move earlier was quicksand. But now that Fan had guaranteed the terms, Asen was free to do as he pleased. Let's start. As soon as Asen said the words, he appeared in front of Xia and kicked for his head. With incredible speed. Asen's attacks were pure instinct. He'd spent his life perfecting the art of kicking with his legs. Xia remained calm, catching Asen's kicking leg with his right hand, easily absorbing the force. Old man's Tai Chi, interesting. Fan was slightly surprised by the move, though taken aback by Xia's move. Asen didn't hesitate. He went for Xia's back with his other leg. Seeing Asen's kick about to land, Xia abruptly leaned forward, narrowly avoiding the blow, awkward, but effective, leaving Asen's foot swinging in empty air. Not bad, early yellow stage. Asen was surprised. He hadn't expected Xia to be a master at that level, especially at such a young age. You're not bad yourself. Xia used Jianqingju to reveal his early yellow stage skills. Such skill at such a young age. I can't let you live. A dangerous glint appeared in Asen's eyes. He couldn't allow Xia to continue growing stronger. That depends on whether you're capable, Xia said, advancing rather than retreating. He raised 2 fingers on his right hand and pointed them towards Asen's body. The motion was fluid and natural. Chapter 77, Idon #039, T kill you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Something about this feels familiar. Master Fan frowned, Xia Tian's movements triggering a vague memory, but he couldn't place where he'd seen it before. Xia Tian moved with an almost ethereal grace, his fingers a blur as they aimed toward Asen's side. Seeing Xia Tian's attack, Asen felt trapped and decided to meet it head-on. He launched a kick, aiming for Xia Tian's wrist, figuring Xia Tian would have to dodge to avoid a broken wrist. Gotcha, Xia Tian said, a slight smile on his face. He dropped his arm, twisting his wrist 90 degrees and striking Asen's calf. Ah! Asen cried out in pain. Asen. Su Qinghua looked concerned. I'm okay, Asen said, stepping back, his calf feeling momentarily paralyzed by a needle-like pain that quickly subsided. He's put some serious work into his legs. An attack like that would have crippled an ordinary person. Not bad, I underestimated you, Asen said, shaking his leg, his tone hardening. But you're out of chances. Now I'm mad. Let's see about that, Xia Tian replied, standing his ground. A smirk tugged at Asen's lips. He stomped, leaving shallow craters in the ground. Asen's finally getting serious, Su Qinghua observed. This should be over quickly. He had never seen Asen lose. Boom. Asen's kick connected with Xia Tian's arms. If Xia Tian hadn't reacted fast, his bones would have shattered. That's some power, Xia Tian said, shaking his hand. Just warming up. Asen's footwork was erratic, making it impossible to anticipate his next attack. Asen was fast, his attacks both quick and powerful, but Xia Tian's footwork was elusive. They traded blows, Asen clearly in control. Careful. Su Dechuan's face betrayed his concern. It was plain to see Xia Tian was losing ground. Xiaofei clenched his fists, hating his own weakness. He wished he could protect his master. He had lost his parents at a young age and his master was the first person to treat him kindly. He had sworn to dedicate his life to his master, but now, all he could do was watch helplessly. Fight back. All you do is hide. Didn't you want to bet? Asen taunted. Yeah, Xia Tian, you coward, why are you running? Su Shaozong added. Without quicksand, you'd be nothing, Su Qinghua sneered. They were working together, trying to pressure Xia Tian into a direct confrontation. You want a brawl? Fine. Xia stepped forward, abandoning defense for offense, his fingers aimed at Asen. Instantly, he seemed to radiate a different energy. Seeing Xia Tian stand his ground, Asen kicked, snap. Xia Tian's fingers jabbed at Asen's ankle. That snapping sound. Asen's ankle breaking, snap. This time, a different joint shattered, snap. This time, Asen's entire leg went numb. What? The Su family patriarch and his son stared in disbelief. The tables had turned so fast. One moment Asen was winning, the next he was collapsing. Still want to brawl? Xia aimed at Asen's other leg, snap. Both legs useless. Got any other tricks? Xia's fingers had destroyed all the joints in Asen's legs. Just kill me, Asen pleaded, still dazed. He didn't understand what had happened. He felt a momentary blankness, remembering only the start and the end. The Su family couldn't believe what they were seeing, but old man Su was actually smiling. I don't want to kill you. I want to see if you can survive your enemies coming for you, Xia said, shaking his head. The result's clear. Mr. Su, don't forget our bet. No more harassing Mr. Su, or you'll have me, Fan Chaifeng, to answer to. He fixed his gaze on Su Qinghua. Su Qinghua nodded silently, at a loss for words. He looked at Asen lying on the ground, a wave of dread washing over him. Asen had been crucial to the Su family's rise. Now that he was crippled, his old enemies would certainly come after him. Asen had sacrificed so much, only to end up like this. Su Qinghua picked up Asen and left Green Forest Villa. Before leaving, Su Shaotsong shot Xia a nasty look. Amazing, brother Xia. You're incredible. Even Asen couldn't beat you. Elder Su said, grabbing Xia's arm excitedly. I told you not to worry, Xia Tian said, smiling. Master, Xiaofei said, his voice full of concern. Relax, I'm fine, Xia Tian said, patting Xiaofei's shoulder. Who taught you Tai Chi? Fan Zhuang asked. Actually, I learned it by chance in the park. My teacher is called Lao Fan and he told me to visit him at Greenwood Villa. Xia explained. You mean my old man, Fan? He's gone back to the capital now. Master Fan nodded. You are me, my big apple. Where are you? You promised you'd help me find that razor today. That's Sister Jinghua. Where are you? I'll come find you. Okay, come over here. Lin Bingbing hung up, giving Xia Tian her location. Chapter 78, Dark Battle Between Women. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I was originally going to have Brother Xia hang out here for a bit, Fan Zhuang said casually. Since something came up, we'll have to reschedule. For sure, Xia Tian replied, clasping his fists. As the three of them left Green Forest Villa, Xia realized his own weaknesses. Sure, Asen was a mid-level Huang, but he was a much tougher fighter than that second-rate assassin. That assassin specialized in stealth and guns, not hand-to-hand combat, which is why Xia took him down so easily. Asen was different. Asen's strength was the real deal. Xia realized that using the first level of Qianqingju against him was a losing proposition. He only beat Asen after boosting his internal strength to the second level of Qianqingju, by which point he was already at the late Huang level. Beating a mid-level Huang at the late stage isn't something to brag about, especially since his immortal steps over the clouds and Lingxi finger are both top-notch martial arts. After Mr. Su dropped him off at the coffee shop, he took Xiaofei with him. I'm here. Lin Bingbing had been glued to the door, and waved as soon as she saw Xia. Every guy in the place shot daggers at Xia. Some had tried to chat her up while she was waiting, but Lin Bingbing hadn't given them the time of day. The second Xia walked in, he could feel the animosity radiating off the other patrons. You called me this early, you miss me already? Xia shamelessly checked Lin Bingbing out. What are you looking at, you pervert? Lin Bingbing snapped, glaring at him. Just admiring the view, Xia said innocently. Let's get down to business. What's the plan for today? Any prep we need to do? This guy's super cautious, Lin Bingbing said, worried the mission would go sideways. She was new to the special ops unit and couldn't afford to mess up. Your job is just to tail him, see who he meets. How hard can it be? Xia said flippantly. Easy for you to say, Lin Bingbing retorted, annoyed by his attitude. You know how good he is at spotting surveillance. Doesn't matter. Just stick with me, Xia Tian said with a smile. Since he had something planned for later, he needed to let Yiqingxue know. Hey, cuz. What's up? I might be home late tonight. Why are you always so busy? I'm warning you, if you don't come back, you're gonna regret it. Don't worry, I'll definitely be back tonight. Good. Stop messing around out there. After Xia hung up, he caught Lin Bingbing giving him a weird look. You live with your cousin? Lin Bingbing asked. Yep, Xia confirmed. Have you, made it official? Lin Bingbing pried, all gossipy. What are you talking about? She's my cousin, Xia explained. Right. You live together anyway, so what does a piece of paper matter? Lin Bingbing said knowingly. What are you implying? The house is huge. We have separate rooms, Xia protested, suddenly feeling awkward. So, what's the spare room for? Lin Bingbing pressed. Hold on, Xia Xia realized. The glamorous policewoman was totally flirting with him. A grin spread across his face. Jealous, officer? Lin Bingbing stammered, not expecting him to come back so strong. Jealous? Please. I wouldn't waste my time on a kid like you. You're already on the short list for concubine, so jealousy is to be expected, Xia Xia said with a nod. Get lost, Lin Bingbing said, shooting him a dirty look. That afternoon, Xia Xia took Lin Bingbing shopping for a makeover. This time, he tidied himself up too. Nothing designer, but at least he didn't look like he just rolled in off the street, and instead of trying to embarrass Lin Bingbing, he actually picked out a killer outfit for her. She looked amazing. The dress wasn't expensive, but it fit her like it was custom-made. You should wear skirts more often, Xia Xia said, giving her the once-over. Enough with the compliments, Lin Bingbing grumbled, feeling self-conscious. She hated dressing like this. She'd never worn a skirt or heels in her life, and walking was a nightmare. She was trying hard not to twist an ankle and faceplant. I'll show you the lay of the land, Xia Xia said, leading her toward the bar district. Fire Day KTV was on the same street, but instead of going there, Xia Xia steered them into a bar. The second Lin Bingbing walked in, every guy in the place stopped what they were doing and stared. They all glared at Xia Xia, too. If looks could kill, he'd be 6 feet under. What are we doing here? Lin Bingbing frowned, feeling out of place. Getting you used to the lights and atmosphere so you don't blow our cover later, Xia Tian said with a wink. He walked up to the bar. David, 2 of your best, please. I can't drink. I'm on a mission, Lin Bingbing whispered. Relax. David's a master, Xia Xia said dismissively. I'm not drinking, Lin Bingbing said firmly. Your girlfriend's gorgeous, David said, as he poured 2 identical drinks like he had the night before. Thanks, Xia Xia said, not bothering to correct him. Hearing that, Lin Bingbing pinched Xia Xia's waist hard. Here already? What's the occasion? A beautiful woman said, sauntering over. Sister Hong, you're always here, Xia Xia said. He seemed to run into her every day. This is my bar, after all, Sister Hong said with a smile. Oh, so you're the boss. Perfect timing. David just made a couple of these. Here, try one, Xia Tian said, handing a glass to Sister Hong. Hey. That's mine. Lin Bingbing said, annoyed that he was giving her drink away. Didn't you say you didn't want it? Xia Xia asked, feigning confusion. Who says I don't want it anymore? Gimme, Lin Bingbing said, snatching the glass from Xia Xia and gulping it down. As soon as the liquor hit her stomach, she nearly choked. The drink was as awful as she'd expected. But what could she do? She never drank. Chapter 79, Looking for a Beating. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seriously, my sister can't hold her liquor, Sister Hong said with a slight smile, noticing Lin Bingbing's flushed face. Says who can't? Lin Bingbing retorted, forcing down the rest of her drink. Hey, no need to be a hero, Xia Tian chuckled. He could tell she was struggling. 1 glass in, and she was already beet red, though it didn't exactly detract from her looks. Humph, Lin Bingbing huffed, turning away. Better smooth things over, looks like someone's jealous, Sister Hong teased, nudging Xia Tian. Jealous? Xia Tian was surprised. He'd be thrilled if Lin Bingbing was jealous. She was a cool, aloof cop, a fact he was well aware of. Dummy, that's how women get jealous, Sister Hong said, tapping him on the forehead. Really jealous? Xia Tian asked, turning to Lin Bingbing. Get lost, Lin Bingbing shot back. Guess she's okay, Xia Tian said, relieved. Your girl's got a bit of a temper, Sister Hong commented with a smile. That's her, Xia Tian replied, shrugging. Who's your girl? Say that again, and I'll mess you up, Lin Bingbing retorted, glaring at Xia Tian, her face flushed from a mix of anger and alcohol, making her look incredibly cute. Hey, sticky fingers, what brings you here so early? The beautiful thief called out as soon as she spotted Xia Tian at the bar. Lin Bingbing's mood soured when another woman showed up looking for Xia Tian, although she couldn't pinpoint why. Supposed to be here helping, and he's just flirting around, Lin Bingbing muttered under her breath, just loud enough for herself to hear. The beautiful thief reached Xia Tian's side, momentarily stunned. She'd seen Sister Hong around, but who was the other knockout with Xia Tian? The woman was so gorgeous, it made her own beauty feel inadequate. She always thought she was pretty enough, but seeing the woman next to him made her realize how big the world really was. Sister Hong, this is Sticky Fingers. She visits your place every day. You should really bust her, Xia Tian said, spotting the beautiful thief. Sister Hong, you're the owner here? The beautiful thief asked, surprised. Yep, Sister Hong nodded. Ah oh. The beautiful thief's first instinct was to bolt, but Sister Hong had already memorized her face. What would be the point? Sit down. If I wanted to arrest you, I would have already, Sister Hong said with a smile. Sorry, Sister Hong, I had no idea this was your bar, the beautiful thief said sheepishly. Well, you know now, Sister Hong said, pretending to be stern. Got it, the beautiful thief said, sticking her tongue out playfully. Hey, wine. The beautiful thief spotted the half-finished glass in front of Xia Tian and immediately grabbed it and downed it. Hey, he already drank from that, Lin Bingbing pointed out. I know, the beautiful thief said, shrugging. Then why drink it? That's like indirect kissing, Lin Bingbing said, annoyed. So? The beautiful thief said nonchalantly. Humph. Lin Bingbing didn't say anything, turned to look at Xia Tian. It's getting late, let's go. There's still time, Xia Tian started to say. I said, let's go now. Lin Bingbing turned and walked out, leaving Xia Tian no choice but to follow. Sister Hong, who was that girl? The beautiful thief asked. Probably his girlfriend, Sister Hong guessed. Too bad. He's actually got a girlfriend, the beautiful thief said with a sigh. Lin Bingbing stormed out of the bar and glared at Xia Tian, saying, don't ever take me to a place like that again. Xia Tian was clueless as to what had set her off. Let's go to Red Day KTV and wait for that guy to show up. Lin Bingbing turned to leave but realized she had no idea where the KTV was. Over there, Xia Tian pointed to the left. How do you know this place so well? And you know the bar owner, too. You weren't exactly a saint before, were you? Lin Bingbing said, glaring at Xia Tian. Or even now. Why are you so mad all of a sudden? Xia Tian asked, bewildered. Don't mess with me. I've been drinking. Be careful, or I'll beat you up, Lin Bingbing said, thinking back on the earlier scene and getting even angrier. Even though she didn't know why, the two arrived at Red Day KTV, a slightly seedy establishment, but when the manager saw Lin Bingbing, he smartly didn't try to arrange any extra services. Xia Tian asked for a mid-sized room. Lin Bingbing's looks drew a lot of attention. We're just going to stay here? Lin Bingbing asked, confused. Yep, Xia Tian nodded. This KTV is huge. How are we supposed to know when Fire Eye shows up and follow him? Lin Bingbing asked. That's why I booked this room, Xia Tian explained. What's so special about this room? Lin Bingbing asked. From here, we can see everyone who comes into the KTV. As soon as he shows up, I'll spot him, Xia Tian explained. From all the way over there. How good is your eyesight? It's so far, and there are so many people coming and going, Lin Bingbing said, skeptical. You should sing, otherwise, we'll look suspicious, Xia Tian said offhandedly. I don't sing, Lin Bingbing said flatly. Fine, but don't blame me if the mission fails, Xia Tian said. Okay, you win, Lin Bingbing said, grabbing the microphone and starting to pick out songs. Just as Lin Bingbing was ordering a song, the doors suddenly burst open. Two young guys barged in, eyed Lin Bingbing greedily, and said, "Sorry, wrong room." Even as they said that, they didn't seem to be leaving. "You can go," Xia Tian said coldly. "Hey, beautiful, it's fate that brought us together. Why don't you come hang with us?" The two ignored Xia Tian. "Get out," Lin Bingbing said coldly. "Ooh, a little feisty, I like that. It's only right for someone this pretty to have a bit of a temper." Instead of leaving, the two walked further into the room. "It's okay if you don't come with us, we can keep you company right here. If you don't leave, I'm going to throw you out," Xia Tian said in a frosty tone. Chapter 80, Really Should Beat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Huh, you're just a student. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? They looked at Xia like he was just some kid. They'd been scoping out Lin Bingbing when they were outside, so they pretended to have the wrong room to hit on her. They thought someone as hot as Lin Bingbing was wasted on this punk Xia. "Enough jawing," Xia said, standing up and walking toward them. Oh, the little tough guys got some moves. They weren't exactly shaking in their boots at the sight of Summer. Boom. Xia threw a single punch and knocked one of them flat. The guy went down like a sack of potatoes. "What?" The other guy stared at Xia, shocked that his buddy was taken out with one hit. Boom. Xia punched him down too, then dragged them both out of the room. The waiters in the hallway scattered. One of them rushed forward to check on the two guys. "Why did you have to hit them so hard? You trying to blow my cover?" Lin Bingbing asked, annoyed. "I was sticking up for you," Xia said, peeved. "Yeah, well, you didn't have to go full-on brute. We're going to have problems now." Lin Bingbing sighed, "Start thinking about how we're going to deal with this." "Relax, I've got this." "You can start singing now," Xia said casually. This was the time to enjoy himself. He finally had an excuse to get the Ice Queen to sing for him. There was no way Summer was going to miss that. "It's all for the mission," Lin Bingbing muttered to herself. If it wasn't for the assignment, she wouldn't be singing for this jerk. Here she was, a cop, acting as a karaoke girl for someone, and it had to be the obnoxious Xia, but to keep her cover, she had to play along. Lin Bingbing had only been to a place like this once, when she was undercover with Xia at a KTV. She could really belt out a tune, though. Xia Tian was floored when he heard Lin Bingbing start to sing. He had no idea she had such a voice. The more Summer listened, the more mesmerized he became. Lin Bingbing finished her song. "Wow," Summer sighed. "You don't have to sigh if I'm terrible," Lin Bingbing said, "put out." "What a waste," Xia said, shaking his head. "What's a waste?" Lin Bingbing looked at Xia Tian, puzzled. "If you were a singer, you'd be a superstar. Being a cop is too noble." Xia complimented. "Don't be ridiculous," Lin Bingbing said, trying to hide how pleased she was. Boom. The door to the room was kicked open. "Leopard, that's him." The two guys who got beat up were back with backup. "Damn, who dares to mess with my boys?" Leopard swaggered in, and the first thing he saw was Lin Bingbing. He froze. Too gorgeous, too beautiful. That's what he was thinking. He'd seen plenty of attractive women, but this was the first time he'd seen anything this striking. "Hey, beautiful, what's your name?" Leopard asked, giving Lin Bingbing the eye. "Leopard, he's the one who hit us." The guy who got beat up pointed at Xia. "Hold on, can't you see I'm trying to pick up a girl?" Leopard brushed the guy aside. "Hey, deal with them already," Lin Bingbing said to Xia. Leopard turned to look at Xia. Something about him seemed familiar. Then it hit him, he knew exactly who this was. He remembered what happened at the Emperor KTV. The memory made him sweat. And the worst part was, Teen Lu died because of him. that just showed how much juice this guy had. He never wanted to see someone that dangerous again, but now here he was, face to face, about to get in trouble with him. And Leopard had even come close to hitting on his girl. Punk, you're toast. Leopard is here now. You're as good as dead. I'm not only going to cripple you, but I'm stealing your girlfriend. The guy said, really laying it on thick. Leopard groaned. You really have a knack for getting smacked, don't you? Xia Tian said quietly. You don't know who you're dealing with. Let me spell it out, I'm going to kick your butt today. The guy got cockier. Figures, Xia Tian muttered under his breath. Kick my butt? What are you going to do about it? The guy sneered at Xia, slap. The guy clutched his face. He'd been slapped hard. But it wasn't Xia who hit him. It was Leopard. Leopard, what was that for? You just earned it, Leopard said and slapped him again. Leopard, he was the one bullying me. The guy looked at Leopard with wounded eyes. What's it to you if he's bullying you? You should be thanking him for bullying you, Leopard said, unleashing a flurry of slaps. Leopard's crew was dumbfounded. They came to take out these guys, but now Leopard was beating up his own men. Brother, are you happy with how I handled things? Leopard gave Xia a big, fake smile. Get lost, Xia said without a flicker of emotion. Okay, I'm out. You guys have fun. Leopard kicked the guy, then hustled his crew out the door. Leopard took a deep breath as soon as he was out of the room. That was too close. He saw what happened to Team Lu. He wouldn't touch this walking plague with a 10-foot pole. Next time, open your freaking eyes, idiot. You almost got me killed. Leopard kicked the guy again. You guys go get me a fruit platter and some food from the bar. Okay. One of his boys dashed off to the bar. Inside, Lin Bingbing was speechless. She thought Xia would start throwing punches again. Instead, he'd scared Leopard away without even throwing a punch. And Leopard even called her sister-in-law on the way out. You know that guy? Lin Bingbing asked, curious. I hit him once, Xia said. Why are you always looking for a fight? I'm warning you, this is a one-time thing for the mission. If I find out you're running around fighting, I'm going to arrest you, Lin Bingbing warned. As long as I get to be with you, I don't care where we are, Xia Tian said, gazing at Lin Bingbing. Knock, knock, knock. Someone was knocking on the door.